everybody. This is Frank Cavone, and this is not the Kind of Living podcast. I'm here with Ramon Sanchez and special guest John Bryce. What's going on, John? How you doing, man? And thank you for coming out. As you can obviously see, we are missing Doug tonight, so that's why we're just changing up the name. Gonna do this one-off thing. Maybe do some stuff down here sometime. Just for some guests that can't make it all the way up to Lake George. And we're also testing out a whole new system today that we're using. Just preparing for a big gig tomorrow, and we're running on my PC instead of my MacBook, like you usually see on the podcast. And but yeah, we're right here from 27 Gale Avenue.
So the whole internet is address.
Only thing is, now people can see us because we were just in black the whole time.
Wow. He went to school for this.
Yeah. Frankie, I hope that the band that you're recording tomorrow is really feeling confident.
I hope so.
I really hope they're not watching this. Because they just want to be like, yo, what the hell's going on here?
Holy shit.
So,
this.
Yeah, this is just for this might end up on the podcast on iTunes and Spotify. Not sure yet, but for all of our video listeners, watchers here on the live stream tonight, this is the rig that we're currently using. Also tested out 100-foot cables. I've never used 100-foot HDMI. I never knew you could use 100-foot HDMI, but you can, and which it's crazy. There's like a booster inside the cable, which allows the signal to transfer an extra 50 feet. Yeah. And thank God, because for bigger rooms, it really presents a challenge. And half the time when we're doing this, we are pretty much just doing it on all the shots right next to each other.
Exactly.
Like one
foot after another.
So you gotta get creative,
Camera.
Come on down to Long Johnny's HDMI cables. We
got
50 foots. We got 100 foot. We got all the feet you need.
We got to give a shout out, though. I got to give a shout out to Gary Sears for letting me borrow the cables.
Thank you, Gary.
In a short amount of time, just with the coronavirus, everything is just like...
Well, the gig economy is completely shattered.
It's shot. And, I mean, picking up at last minute, it was awesome, especially when I was, empty with gigs. And, I will say, I just like staying active. And that's what it's been since the coronavirus happened. But
the coronavirus.
And you ain't got shit to do.
That's right. We ain't got shit to do.
This
but
is crazy.
yeah, seriously.
You should put that on a T-shirt to promote Mirth Films. The coronavirus.
That'd be actually pretty hilarious. But you can call
sell
me
it at
Ramona.
spring break.
I can't call you Kimona?
Ramona, Kavona. Ramona and Kavona. Oh
it's a big
my
real thing
God.
to all of you. But John, yeah.
A shot of whiskey.
Let's see you take a shot of whiskey, man. For the viewers, staying warm out there. We got a snowstorm going on right now in Colony, New York. And
More like upstate New York.
But just a couple plugs. We do have some brand new merch on the website, mirth-films.com. Head right to the merch store. Doug spent the time to put a lot of new designs on some of the stuff we have. There's not a lot of article content coming out right now just because there's nothing going on.
No live
so
music.
Please make sure, if you want, just subscribe to our YouTube channel and definitely like us on Facebook because we'll constantly have videos coming out for sure. We were bored as hell the other day. Decided to do a video on the fly and went to Washington Park in Albany, New York. Went to, where else did we go? Cohoes Falls for the first time, from the actual side you're supposed to go on.
I used to do acid at Cohoes Falls a lot.
Oh my God.
Man, how was that experience?
No, it was good times, man.
What's the weirdest trip you had there?
The weirdest trip I had there was one time a friend of mine sprayed computer duster in my mouth while I was taking a nap on acid. And then when I woke up, he goes, "You want to go to Cohoes Falls, man?" And we went down to Cohoes Falls, and it was, I don't know.
I feel like I would just freak the hell out if I was in that type of scenario.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, you find yourself in those kinds of scenarios every now and again.
I know it's not Niagara Falls, but the vastness of it just kind of would be overwhelm me. But
Seriously.
I was upset that I didn't have a barrel, honestly.
Oh my God.
I think I was like,
barrel of whiskey?
A barrel of whiskey. That'd be fine. I mean, I'd have to swim in it if I'm going to go over the falls, though.
That's true. I mean, if you go over those falls, you're done. You're more done than this coffee mixed with cream in it.
That's the best
Let's be
type
real
of
here.
coffee you can make.
But so the reason why we have you here, John, I've known you for a while.
Yeah.
One of Nick's-
I have
Nick's
a question
great
for you
friends.
before you get started. 'Cause
Yes.
I've known you for a while. Why is your podcast voice like an octave and a half higher than your real life voice?
Because
I'm really not. It's really throwing me off.
You know, it's
Is
when
it
you're
really?
When you're
Yeah.
recording, you kind of go like hi, like this.
Yeah,
Hi, I'm
because you're
Frankie
not-
Devine.
Hi, my name is Frankie
Welcome.
Devine. Hi, guys, my name's Frankie.
Fuck both of you.
If you guys have never met Frankie in real life, that's not what his voice sounds like. If I'm being honest.
What's okay?
serious.
So what does my voice actually sound like?
All right, that's closer to how it sounds. I feel like
Like
you're
that?
trying to sound extra like Frankie now that I called you out on it. Now you're sounding like, oh, what does Frankie sound like? I'm going to talk as much like Frankie as possible.
Ready? Photosynthesis.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say?
I was gonna
I
say
don't mean to interrupt.
that we're done. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Don't make me spitting my beer right over all this equipment.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. We're done. 2-minute stream.
2-minute stream. Yeah. No, but this is it, man.
All right, so what are you
So
going to what do you got for
so
me?
Frank's used
you're
to 2
here.
minutes.
I've known you for a little. I've known you for
Yeah, a
would you
couple
say,
of
like
years.
7 years probably.
Yeah,
As long as
probably.
Nick, you and Nick been hanging
Since
out.
I graduated high school, I think, which was like
Would you graduate?
6 years ago.
6 years ago.
Yeah, I graduated in 2014.
And just in the past year, correct me if I'm wrong, you've got into doing comedy.
I did start doing comedy.
So give us a little like just backstory. What actually made you want to step on stage? Was it something you've always wanted to do?
I've always really liked performing. Like, I did music for years because I like being on a stage. And then, like, I stopped being in bands for a while because being in a band is exhausting.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trying to make myself
Being in a band is exhausting because it's on, and everyone's just, like, competing with each other. They're just like, I don't know
but
if I want to do that. I don't know if that's the kind of music I want. What about my artistic integrity, man?
I feel like comedians, they kind of always you know.
But, yeah, no, but at the end of the day, like, you're by yourself.
I guess
You know what I
it's
mean?
about,
Like-
you know, sharing the limelight.
No, like nobody, like I'm not sitting in a room writing material with other people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So, what is the approach with going? Because you've played music in many bands prior to all this, and
Yeah.
what is your approach like? Is it different than stepping on stage with an instrument compared to
Oh,
going
yeah,
up there?
it's completely different.
So give us like just a little walkthrough of the first time you ever stepped on stage and what you were feeling
All right.
when you were on
What
stage.
were you thinking?
Well, I got on stage for the first time because my friend Brian, he's also does comedy. I was giving him a ride to Cumbies because he's on probation and he can't drive. So I was giving him a ride, and he said, "Do you want to do stand-up comedy with me?" And I said, "Sure." So we went out to the Comedy Works, and the first night there was only one spot left, so he went up. And that night was really fun because I watched like a bunch of people who had been doing it for a while fucking eat shit,
Okay.
and they bombed. You know what I mean? Like, cause like the host, like there's always a host, like for the open mics, and the host would just be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's doing comedy all over the capital region. I've known him for years, been doing comedy for years. Give it up for this guy." Everyone claps, and they'd go up and they'd eat shit, and I'd just be like, "All right, so
So
you
then,
know," and I don't know, it kind of builds your confidence to get up on stage and like not worry about getting a laugh.
that's true.
Like the
So
first time I got on stage, I think I got one laugh. Because
how many people were in the room?
Oh, like probably like 10.
Did you get any?
It was
laughs?
probably like 1 a.m. I was going like 35th.
So how does it feel that 10% of the crowd liked your comedy jokes? You could put that. You could say one person, but just say
It was
10.
awesome. It was awesome.
More
The first
than
laugh.
10% of the room liked my shit.
Yeah, the first the first laugh I got. Like, I was just like, all right, that's it. Like I bombed for the rest of the 5 minutes, honestly. Like I just ate shit. I was up there. I was real sweaty. I was sweating a whole bunch. I was
Yeah.
stuttering over my words. Like I stuttered over every punchline that I wrote. I got one punchline and it like did okay, and I was just like, I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life.
Do you get clammy?
What?
Like, do your hands start sweating and?
Sometimes. Well, when I first started doing comedy, yeah, because I'd get shit faced before I did it. Like I'd get
Would you,
absolutely
but
shit
would you
faced.
say that that's getting shit faced before that is the right
Did it make
thing
it
to
easier?
do?
Did it make it harder?
Yeah.
I mean,
I mean, it made it easier to get on stage. It made it harder to be funny.
but that's
Because
what
if you
don't
get too
care.
drunk, then everyone just kind of gets sad that there's just this drunk guy on stage going like, yeah, you know.
So it's like a Family Guy skit.
Yeah, so like, there's this one time, I'm not going to mention any names, but there's this one time this girl got on stage and had like a full-on like mental breakdown because she got shit-faced before she went on.
God.
Was
It
that
was
before or after you went on?
I had been doing comedy for probably about a month at that point, and then I saw her do that. I don't know, it didn't affect my comedy career at all. I
That's
just
good.
thought it was funny that she just got up on stage and like had like this existential crisis.
So, just want to, if anybody has any questions for John, please ask him.
I doubt anyone's watching.
And we got some
Oh, we got-
watchers. Let's check out the chat. We got 7 people watching right
Seven
now.
people.
Seven, that's
Holy
seven more
shit.
than I thought.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, so did not show up in subscriptions.
Yeah, one of the
That
guys
sucks.
is the guy who's supposed to be on here.
Dylan McKenzie, 6 man.
Six
Doug
man.
Quimby, what's up, man? We miss you.
Yeah,
We're
fuck
gonna
you,
give you a
Doug.
call in a little bit. Talk to you live on air.
I had to sit here with Ramon now.
I know,
Ramona.
right? I mean,
We've spent very little personal time together.
like literally an hour before this started.
Yeah.
John asking them real questions. I thought Frankie inhaled helium before the podcast.
I'm glad
You only see what's
Yeah.
on
that you
camera.
agree.
And
It's
I
his
promise
voice.
you guys that me, Dylan, McDillamedia are social distancing. That's what I like to hear. 6 feet apart. Right now, we're like
2 feet.
6 inches apart.
We're spitting distance from each other. Like,
Pretty much. It's like raining over here on my side with Ramon next to me.
I mean,
So, but yeah, this is it, man. Kind of live. That's really it.
the kind of life. We're not living much
Yeah, we're not
nowadays.
living at
Not
all.
without Doggy Fresh.
They
Well,
took
it's
our
just
They
germs.
took our jobs, but as you may have heard, we have added some sound effects. Finally, got a soundboard going. You know, got some.
Yeah, you can sound like a cheesy's 2000s radio
And
show.
you know this, man.
We know it because we all remember
We all remember. We remember
What?
better times.
better
Yes, we do.
times.
When the apocalypse wasn't about to
So
happen.
back to your
Right.
story. Okay, so right now, how many
Shows have you done?
shows have you done? Like how many?
I
times have you done?
haven't done a single show.
How many? Yeah, okay. So
I was supposed to, and then coronavirus happened, and then they canceled on me. I've only done open mics as of now.
that's okay. So
I had
what's
two
going on with
shows.
that?
I had
That's
two
a show in
shows.
itself, though. I feel like.
I mean, it's like band practice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
You
where
know
are
what I mean?
the-
Like it's the same concept.
So where are the open mics? Like
Ah,
where
there's
you
the-
go in Albany, New York for
In
comedy?
Albany, there's one at Savoy on Wednesdays, but not right now
Where's
because
Savoy?
of coronavirus. It's on Lark Street.
That's on Lark Street.
Lark Street.
Right
And
next
there's
to
one
For
on-
the
McDonald's.
people listen.
There's one on Lark Tavern, which is on Madison Ave, which is weird
Okay.
because it's called Lark Tap. I don't understand why the fuck they didn't just name it Madison
Isn't
Tavern.
there one like Washington and it's on Western?
That's a fact.
Washington Tavern.
We've got poorly named streets around here.
Yeah.
What?
It's just call it the other one.
The only one that makes any sense is Central Ave because most stuff is on it, unless you're not in Colony or Schenectady or Albany.
I'm talking about like they just like the names of the bars just completely
Savoy.
disregard. Savoy's a good spot.
Now what about
There's that one's
now,
funny.
Now Saratoga. Saratoga
That one's
Springs
super
has one
funny
too,
though.
right?
Savoy's funny because like it's in like the dining area.
Okay.
So like, there's some people who like come there and they're just like, oh, cool, an open mic, and they go see it, and then some people are just there to like eat dinner, and we're just like assaulting them.
Yeah, they couldn't be bothered. Like,
With
we didn't sign up for this thing.
We're just assaulting them with just talking about our dicks and just being like, yeah, I've done drugs.
Jeez. So
It's fun.
now what about Saratoga? Isn't there a place in Saratoga Springs that just opened this year that like some comedy place?
I don't know if it opened. I don't know when it opened, but Comedy Works. That's the first place I ever got on stage.
That's the first place.
Yeah, that was the first spot.
Nice.
Yeah, it's that one's probably like that's like a real ass comedy room. You know what I mean? Because it's only a comedy club. Like a lot of the other open mics are like at bars and shit.
Okay. So it's mixed in with other music, not just comedy.
Yeah, there's actually last time I performed there was a show. You know Ed Kolsig.
Earthbound Tim, of course. Oh, yeah, man.
Ed Kolsig, yeah. He's Albany, New York's favorite train wreck.
Why's that?
Explain. You can't just end in that like note. You're just like killing me with the suspense. Like, shoot.
We're big
Because
fans of
every
that.
time Ed gets on stage, it's always a train wreck, and he either fucking bombs or he fucking murders. And it's one of the greatest. Like none of us can look away from it. It's amazing.
Bombs and murders. I mean,
yeah, bomb is like you get up on stage and everyone's uncomfortable and no one laughs, and then when you get off stage, everyone's like excited.
oh, like
that-
slaying.
Yeah.
Have you ever bombed bad enough?
You
that
get booed off the
Didn't
stage.
want to
Yeah.
do comedy anymore.
Oh no.
Okay.
I have bombed like gone straight up the entire time I'm on stage, no laughter though.
No laughter at
Yeah,
all.
no
How's that feel? I mean, do you get
Now I
awkward?
don't
mean,
care. Now it doesn't really like. I mean, like I care because like I want to be.
What is that
I
constructive
want to be a
criticism?
funny man, but like
You look like
it
a
doesn't
funny man.
bother me. It doesn't bother me as much as it used to.
That's good.
Like the first time I ever bombed, I was like, fuck. Like the first like real like.
Did you not want to go back?
Yeah, any part of you.
Kind of a little bit. I was just like, fuck, that was bad. It was like
I
the
feel
only
like-
thing that
'cause I
made me
feel
want to
like
go back.
That's comparable to like at least me just like fucking horribly up on some little bit in a video, in part of a video, and just like only think about that thing all day and
Well,
all
it's just like
night.
I did a bit, and the way I came up, I was super confident about it, and I came up with it all at once. It was like one of those bits, like it just happened all at once, and I did it. I did it this summer. It was about how I feel like we often forget about
It is.
how we nuked Japan. I feel like we forget about that as a culture, and like I have a bit about that. And it bombed. It ate shit, bro. It was terrible. It went horribly. And the only thing that, like, the only redeeming quality of it was that the host of the open mic was like, that could be funny, maybe.
One day.
Work on that a little bit more.
The delivery, maybe. Yeah.
And get back at me.
Oh man.
I was like, all right. And I've never done that bit again. I was like, I'm not doing that.
Now, what are you actively trying to do in this field of comedy to further what your journey is? Because
No,
like,
right now,
I
just-
can tell you what my steps would be, but like in the comedy scene, what are the things you gotta do?
Milestones.
Yeah, what are the milestones?
want-
at least the small ones.
I want
first.
someone to pay me to be funny. I feel like that's like the next step from like doing like open mics and like showcases and stuff like that.
Is it hard to make it in Albany?
What?
Is it hard to? You think?
I don't know. I don't really know. I've only been in it for like less than a year. The comedy scene around here is really good though. Like it's a really good scene. Like there's a lot of talent around here. Like I remember like a couple months ago, like Bob Kelly came here and was at the Comedy Works right before the open mic that I did, and like two of the comedians from around here opened for him.
Okay.
And then he came out and was like, oh yeah, you guys were like funny. And he goes like, I thought you guys were gonna fucking suck. You know? But you guys were funny. It was a pleasant surprise. You
Now,
know?
do you-
Like the scene around here is really good.
Now,
Like
would
there's
you
some people
say-
who've like moved down to the city and now they're
Oh, really?
like actually like really like pursuing it hard.
Now, would you say like, okay, you look at like a group of like friends, Happy Madison, Seth Rogen's crew. Do you think it's important to have like a close group
Bro,
of friends
that's
that you
the-
can shoot ideas off?
That's the dream right there. Like that whole model is just like just being with your boys and like, you know, like people you've known for years, you know, like you guys all hang out and stuff like that and you're just shooting movies together. Think about
Yeah.
how much fun that'd be, like being in a fucking band. You know what
It
I'm
pretty
saying?
much is. Honestly,
It'd be like being in an
that's
on-tour
kinda how
band, like you
Mirth
just
Films
hang out
is,
and
to be
party and
honest.
shit.
I mean, yeah.
like
I mean, only when you
definitely
finish your
have-
beers. I mean,
exactly. But at least I'm
that's
cheers.
heaviest
right now.
beer I think I've ever felt. I mean, it's literally just.
I'm
been
also
cracked
on my
open.
like.
Want some whiskey?
I'm also playing ahead.
Yeah,
I'm not
exactly.
drinking.
Like,
Fuck.
I'm a little shit-faced,
I
I'm not gonna lie.
mean, you've been kind of.
A shot of whiskey
Now you've been sipping on that. Like he opens it up
And
every
a
like, 3
Bloody
seconds
Mary.
later, right? Every 3 seconds, like I'm like, okay, repeat.
I'm a whiskey man.
A whiskey man.
Sorry. I gotta figure out now, like that we have the sound effects. It's like strategically using them, and that's where I think like 6 Man, if you're watching, Like definitely the table's
fuck
gonna
is that?
flip. The sixth man.
McDill Media.
Dylan
He's
McKenzie.
the man, the myth, the legend.
Dylan, let's talk a second
sixth
about
man.
Dylan McKenzie because Dylan McKenzie not only is dedicated to watching our stuff, but I go to Ramon's pretty much almost every single night.
Unfortunately.
And like Dylan tunes into this trash video games that Ramon plays.
Trash video games, I just became affiliate thanks to, the sixth man. And
How many how many did you need? 50, right?
well, I needed 50 followers. Subscribers and followers are different, but like Dylan got at least like 3 to 4 of those.
For you.
Yeah, and he has his friends, family, and all this other people watching, just tuning in, talking.
You're the fucking man, Dylan.
He's brought the support. He's always even AFK, and he'll be like, "Oh, I'm walking out. I'm gonna need to shoot some photos. I'll be right back." And Dylan's always still there.
Dylan is always there.
Shout out to Dylan.
Shout out to Dylan.
Does
Everybody
he have a
cheers to Dylan.
Does he have a mustache?
Yes,
Yeah.
Oh, I know him.
the
You
golden
know him,
mustache.
man.
The golden mustache.
He's got a mustache.
for Dylan. For Dylan.
For Dylan.
To
yeah.
Dylan's mustache.
The sixth man.
It's a fantastic stash, my friend.
Put the comments on. Let's see what they're saying.
Let's see what everybody's saying here.
I'm sure he's definitely saying something.
Let's see.
Oh, it's not the
I got
same.
the shortwave and CB radio ready for these times. Y'all look great. Y'all look great, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
And Mac Dill.
So
Fuck yeah.
Basically, on my stream, what I did is I have this thing. It's called Nightbot.
What is it?
Well, it's like you set commands to it where you could put like exclamation point uptime. It'll tell you how long you've been live. Same thing with Discord. It'll give you the Discord server. I made one, and whenever you put exclamation point McDill, it says McDill is the man, the myth, the legend.
Oh, yeah, I
He is the
remember
sixth
that.
man of Mirth Films. And
So I gotta ask you something. What's the difference between OBS and OBS Streamline?
Streamlabs OBS. I mean,
Streamlabs.
I don't think there's really much difference.
Will it benefit Mirth Films by?
I mean,
having Streamline?
I don't know. When I was going through all the options, they just told me that Streamlabs OBS gives more options
All right, we got audio again.
All
Do
right.
we?
Yeah, exactly.
Who the
That
fuck
could've worked.
knows
Do
how-
we?
what
One
the
second,
hell
guys.
just
1
happened?
second. I'll be right back.
I don't hear you on our but
You will see in a second. There's a 30-second latency, so I'm talking to
You're
Doug.
right.
How you doing, man?
Okay.
How's Lake George?
Yeah, I'm doing
Are you
good.
guys getting snow
Lake
up
George,
there?
We have a lot of snow. I did not know we were supposed to get like a snowstorm, but it really just seems like nature's telling us to stay inside right now.
Nature
You
is
know.
telling us to stay inside.
Guys, fucking
Yeah, how
weatherman?
are you? Did you guys get dumped down with some snow? How much snow did you get down
Dude,
there?
it literally came down. How much would you say, John Bryce?
A lot, bro. A lot of there was a lot of snow. I don't know. I'm not a fucking weatherman.
I mean, I drive an SUV
Fucking-
and the top,
hey,
the
you
top
were
of it has
outside.
this much snow.
It took me a long
So
time to
what
get
was
here.
that?
I mean, that's a couple inches at that. I mean, honestly, it
That's all, right?
was about a Frank's worth.
Oh, yeah. I was waiting for that one.
Well,
Yeah,
you
so
used to-
fresh. Yeah, dude. How you doing, man? I mean, this whole coronavirus thing, we're obviously all, like, trying to, like, scramble to find things to do. And how you
Yeah.
been staying busy during this whole shit?
Dude, cleaning. My whole like kitchen dash dining room desk area is like spotless.
That's awesome, man. How's,
Like, I've
how's
even,
Kiwi,
like-
Indiana?
They're doing good. They're chilling. They're yeah, no, everyone's doing good. We're hanging now.
Good.
You know, catching up on TV. We were watching some Avatar: Last Airbender this morning. That was pretty cool.
Avatar. So you've been watching which version of Avatar? The Nickelodeon TV show?
Yeah, the Nickelodeon,
The good one,
TV show
not the
version,
movie.
not
So
the
that is
movie.
considered the good one.
The
Wait,
movie
you
is
don't know
terrible.
that?
I mean, that's in the
no,
movie.
like-
No, I've only seen the
Wait,
cartoon.
well,
I've only
I
seen the
like
Nickelodeon
the,
version.
Yo,
the
you're like-
one
the
with
movie's
blue
terrible.
guys.
You're like 10 years too late on this opinion.
I
think.
watched the show. All I know is
show.
Well,
It's very quality
It's a
program.
fantastic show.
he tells me this morning he's never seen Super Troopers. I'm like, who hasn't seen Super
What?
Troopers? Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? I mean, you've seen every other
How
movie.
you not seen Super Troopers?
Literally.
because I live under a rock.
Patrick Star.
Wait, Frankie said he's never seen Super Troopers?
Yes, I
You're
had
a
to put it
movie
on.
guy.
Dude, no way.
You're
Dude,
like
you
a
definitely have to
movie
see
No,
that.
I
No.
did say I watched half of it.
He said he's watched half of it. He says I haven't seen it because I didn't have the time. And I'm like, are you serious? It's been 19 years since that
Oh,
movie has been
man.
out. 19 years. That's
Oh,
a lifetime.
Dead ass.
Well, you got to get on that, Frank.
I know.
It's Corona
Well, we watched it.
time.
No,
We
we,
watched it.
we watched it today.
Perfect time to catch up on that movie.
Well, we watched it. We next is we got to put some other stuff. Culture him up a little bit.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
you guys,
we find Doug and I
same
find
thing.
while Doug and I were up in Plattsburgh, I finally listened to 49 seconds of the Circles Mac Miller album.
49
yeah.
seconds.
On the dot. I forgot what we had. to stop at.
49 seconds.
Yeah, that's a good album.
49.
The man's dead, Frankie.
Yeah, it is.
The man's
He
dead.
deserves more than
Really
49
got
seconds of
through
your
the
time.
intro.
All right, you have Jesus Christ.
Oh, this man. Whose
The
man's
man's
is this?
dead. You
This
can't.
is it. How's the stream coming on the other side other than that minor difficulty in audio?
I had to go into the other room because with that latency, I was getting very thrown off about what was being said
Yes,
and
right.
what I was saying. So it seems to be coming through good last time I checked.
Awesome.
Hey, we got
We
them in
are.
five?
I think definitely. I gotta say, like having like that, like the PC with like, and like if we were to have two screens, like dude, we gotta sit down, have a couple beers, and find some.
You
some
haven't
sound
seen
effects.
Rocket Power?
Yeah,
I
dude, the
fucking
sound
love
effects are
Rocket
awesome.
Power.
And, yeah, Rocket
Oh.
Power is amazing.
Yeah.
What the
I
fuck
got-
is he
I
talking about
skateboard.
then?
I got
What the fuck
3
you saying?
screens.
You
I was
got
gonna
3
say.
screens because you're lame.
I'd leave if you haven't seen
I
Rocket
take
Power.
my stream
No.
seriously.
I'd drive home right now, drunk in a snowstorm. If
So-
you haven't
Don't be
seen
doing
Rocket
that.
Power.
But for the
If you haven't seen Rocket
On a
Power,
fifth of vodka or whiskey or here.
But for
I'm
but
driving
for, but
that.
for the
Guys, that.
for the viewers though,
a driving
go
whiskey.
go check out Doug's latest subliminal video on YouTube and Facebook. The shit is awesome. Especially like in this subliminal video, like Christian Mechanic sliding his foot up the ramp at the end was
Oh, yeah.
fucking awesome. And just like the graphic overlays was like, thinking outside of the box, dude. That video was awesome, man.
Thank you, man. No, that was a lot of fun to edit that. And yeah, no, I definitely put in a lot of the big moments of our skateboarding careers back in that video, I feel.
And
It was a good time. Throwback, for sure.
throwback almost over 8 years ago now, man.
Oh,
Long
yeah.
time.
Yeah, well, we're we're talking we started filming for G's from LG like 10 years ago or something like that, like a full decade.
Full
I
decade.
believe.
Hell yeah, man.
Crazy.
So, Doug, we will see you soon. Can't wait to get
You gotta
back
say it
on the
big
Kinda
boys.
Live grind and just fucking keep on crushing it, man. Fucking
Well, dude, I'll be talking to you guys very soon.
hell
No
yeah, man.
worries.
Definitely.
All right, man. Catch you
All right,
later.
Quimbus. Peace out,
Have a
Corey.
great night.
Peace.
Bye.
The man, the myth, the Quimbus.
The Quimbus.
Here he
So
is.
back to the story here.
What story? What fucking story are
What
you
were you
talking
even
about?
talking
Well, we
about?
had a couple
What
talking
the fuck?
points.
You keep on saying back to the story. You don't
Alright,
get back
story.
to fucking anything.
What?
What the
So
fuck?
okay, bombing.
Bob, yeah, what about,
We kind
We're
of
back
bombed
on
there. We
this.
kind of bombed there.
Yeah,
we
that
had
was
no audio
terrible.
for like
You had-
5 minutes.
There ain't no audio.
bombing.
Talking
That's
about
what bombing feels like
Yeah,
right
exactly.
there.
That's what
Frankie.
bombing feels like. Now we've
It's
experienced
being
it.
a fucking guy who went to school for video and sound engineering and having the audio cut out on your podcast. You feel good about that
Yeah,
I will
purchase?
say though, that was
How are them
Wait,
student loans going, Frankie? Is
Have
it
you
worth
tried
it?
unplugging it and plugging it back in? Like seriously, that's what happened at the end of it. Like what?
literally unplugged and plugged back.
Or
in.
maybe it's this little it's
Oh
hot
my
sauce. It's a little
God.
bit too
It's not,
hot.
we'll blame it on the hot
It's a little
sauce.
bit too hot over here, man.
I hope your fucking professor's watching.
Oh no, De Silva, please don't be watching.
De
That'd be-
Silva.
Sorry, De Silva.
You should be fucking
De Silva would
disappointed.
literally
De
fail us
Silva,
right now.
if you're watching.
She would
How are you
re-
supposed to know?
she would
I'm
retract our
fucking
fucking
shamed.
retract our degrees.
She should. Jesus Christ.
So we switched to Keystone for tonight just because it's cheaper.
I
Per
I
volume?
texted him getting
I don't-
good beer and he's literally bought Keystone Light.
Yeah.
Like, this man is
Cheaper than
something
Bush
else.
right now.
That's you got terrible.
Exactly.
taste.
We would have been drinking Bush if it was Bush cheaper.
Bush Light.
Should have just gotten PBRs or some shit.
We
you know?
shoulda, we coulda.
What's a Milwaukee's best?
And we definitely
Milwaukee's best.
Milwaukee's best is trash.
I mean, it's
I feel
All of it's trash. What are
Yeah,
you talking about? You sit there drinking Keystone,
Keystone.
talking about, oh, yeah, it's trash.
I'm a culture
Yeah, but
man.
isn't that,
I
that,
got
should,
my
that, should,
Keystone.
that should be a statement though. Like, this is way better than any Milwaukee's.
I
best ever.
disagree. I think it's
Really?
all terrible.
Yeah,
Alright.
literally, terrible tastes like terrible.
Beer sucks. I think we should stop pretending as a society that it doesn't.
I would
It's
prefer
a shot. It's not great.
shots of tequila. That would have been nice.
You want a shot of
I'm
whiskey?
not a tequila
I mean,
guy.
whiskey just gets me too belligerent. That's a problem.
A shot of whiskey.
Fuck you.
You gotta take one now.
Stone Cold said so, motherfucker.
I'll
don't
take
drink
I'll
whiskey.
take a shot of whiskey if Frank takes a shot of whiskey.
I'll have.
One beer.
Why does that sound like you're trying to get him to agree?
Three beers.
Wife swap. It's like, I'll trade if you trade.
2 beers, you know. Well, yeah, we're, I don't know. I feel like the whole reason why we're even doing this is really, like I said, to test out all this stuff and talk to John Bryce about his comedy. baloney. So what else has been going on? Like, what are you actively trying to do in the Corona era?
In the Corona era?
Corona? We're
In the
gonna
Corona
name
era.
eras? There's gonna be eras now?
The era of Corona comedy's pretty dead at the moment.
Shit.
But what?
honestly.
I mean,
Everything's
hey,
dead right now.
YouTube's a hell of a fucking thing.
I know, but it's not. It just feel kind of lame. I know some people who are doing like a variety show, which is pretty cool, but they do that anyway, so like they don't really need to like
Why don't you start your own podcast though?
having my own podcast. 'Cause I don't have the. I don't have.
All you
equipment.
need is an iPhone.
Are you gonna film it?
I'll film it.
You'll film it?
Yeah, man.
All right, I'll be a way better host. I
Frank
promise.
loves to spread himself a little bit too thin.
I
Anything you ask
don't
him,
have any
he'll
money,
agree
so
to.
I won't pay you. I do comedy and I work at Five Guys, so
So how would you say? Okay.
I don't make
So
any
we were
money.
preparing
all.
this silly, stupid questions, and I'm just gonna apologize for the stupidity of this question. Where were you born?
Shut the fuck up!
And how has it affected your comedy?
How is it affected by comedy? I don't know, man. The color of the trees and the smell in the air and the feeling of Albany, New York. What the fuck do you want me to say to that?
Exactly. What, is Albany, New York known for
I
its
told
comedy?
you when you told me you were gonna ask me that question that I'm gonna respond to you by saying, what the fuck kind of question is that?
That's your host, everyone.
Oh
sorry.
my god,
I
host of the
tried.
fucking year. No,
Gotta
I'm
keep
gonna
it
answer it.
interesting.
I'll fucking answer it because I'm a goddamn champion.
Let's hear it.
I don't know. This is like if I was born.
A shot of whiskey.
Shut the fuck up. I was born around here, so naturally, like, I'm just gonna come up in the comedy scene around here. You know, it's the comedy scene that's around. So,
Who would you say the people in Albany, New York, right now are the one? Who are some of your favorite ones that you think are going to be something special in this area?
oh, around here,
Yeah.
oh, there's a good number of them. AJ Amigo, he's really funny. Yeah, I do open mics with him a lot. He's a cool dude. He's like a really good storyteller. He's from Boston.
No way.
So he's got, some people are from Boston, Frankie.
Is
So,
that,
but he's
how
got-
is
he's
that
got- he's
affecting
got-
his comedy?
He's got the Boston voice, you know what I mean? He's got the Boston attitude, you know. He's got the, you know what I mean?
Okay, he's got a little zip in.
Yeah,
his
he's
ass.
funny. He's one of my favorites around here. And then there's Dave Boyle.
Last name
Don't know
was-
Dave Boyle.
Yeah, probably not. You probably never heard of any of them.
But hey, I'm interested.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dave Boyle.
Only because I mean, the
Dave
scene
Boyle's
come up
funny.
hard,
Grady
man.
Dixon, he's pretty funny.
I hear Netflix will give anybody a special nowadays. So you probably
Have you gotten offered a Netflix special?
Yeah,
yet?
exactly.
I actually, the first night I did an open mic, I got offered a Netflix special, and then Hulu counter offered, and then Netflix really drove it home.
He's about to Hulu and hang out for a second.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, I don't fuck with commercials, so I went with Netflix,
I mean, just
and you
pick
can
one.
catch it this fucking March on Netflix.
You know, it's already March 23rd.
We should really get the Netflix sound.
It's called Jokes About
This
Ass.
is now this is all copyrighted by
Right.
Netflix.
Exactly. We have been absolved by Netflix action.
I have.
Welcome. This is now the Netflix podcast version of my phone.
Netflix presents.
Netflix presents Mirth Films.
Yeah, Netflix.
Kind of live, kind of live. But yeah, good to know. It looks
to know.
like your
What's good to
camera
know?
died. If
Looks
you're
like
seeing
my
black.
All right, fuck it.
This is the perfect.
Which camera am I looking at now? That one? How you doing,
What's
baby?
batteries? Woo! You keep the batteries in your body, Frank?
No, I was
Where-
kind of just let them naturally die out for now.
Yeah.
Oh, so when they die,
Yeah.
when the last camera's dead, that's when we just end it.
Well, at
just
least
gonna-
this one's. This
I'm
one,
gonna let it bleed out.
gotta let
Right.
it
I
bleed
wanna
out.
watch it die.
So how can people find out about your
My podcast. How do people find out about my podcast? Everybody tune into my podcast.
How can people find out about the comedy shit that you're doing? Are you
How can
actively putting
people-
anything out?
Yeah, it's fucking, people promote it.
If I wanted to
People
hear
post
about John Bryce's comedy,
You have to go to open
am I
mics
going?
because that's all I do.
which ones?
Which ones? Most of them.
Pre-
There's one at there's one at Savoy.
pre-corona
There's one at the
era.
Ruck on Thursdays. There's one at Saratoga. Comedy Works on
That's Comedy
Friday.
Works, okay.
Yeah. Sometimes there's one on Tuesdays at Pine Size, and then there's one at Lark Tavern every Monday, which is actually the longest running stand-up comedy open mic in Albany. Fun
No way.
fact.
How long?
Fun fact. Like 15 years actually.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy because like I feel like when I got into this scene it was like when the comedy scene around here kind of started to pick up a little bit.
Okay.
So it's crazy that they've been running that for that long.
Yeah, that's a long time. 15 years.
I was talking to one of my friends about it. He just goes, "Yeah, you got it at the right time. You missed a lot of fucking bullshit."
Maybe for the best.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
Yep.
I would definitely wish I started doing it sooner.
I mean, hey, props for even trying it because I personally wouldn't have the balls to go upstage. and just
Dude, you
talk
should
to-
give it a go.
Frank, you got a funny looking face.
Give
You
it a
should
fucking.
try.
You do this fucking shit. I perform. There's
Yeah, but
seven.
there's no
there's,
one here.
There's 7 people watching
Over there.
over there.
Not
What
here,
the fuck
though.
is the difference?
I don't know. Even
What
like
the
when
shit
we're
is the
even
difference?
like we did one podcast not live, and for me, it was just like I don't know. It was just fucking hard because the fact that I could have room for error, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I
It's
like
more
just
fun.
being on. I mean, yeah, I like being
It's
on the
more
spot.
fun to
but
have
if
to
I
be
saw like 50 people just standing out there, I'm like probably be shaking in my boots if I had to make them
it's
feel a certain
I-
way,
No,
not
it's-
just stand there.
I wasn't
The
there.
silence is rough when you get on stage.
Yeah, I mean.
Because when you get on stage and everybody would be like, "Yeah, everybody welcoming John Bryce," and then everyone's like, "Woo!" and then they're like,
Now we're watching.
Have you ever had?
and then they're
any-
just staring at you, just like, "Be funny, funny man." Like,
Have you ever had anybody throw anything at you?
no, I've never had anyone throw it.
Yeah, yeah.
I did get into an argument with a drunk woman one time, which was pretty fun.
While you were on stage?
Yeah, because I did a bit about being in an orgy, and part of
Wow.
the joke is that it was initiated by Molly, the drug Molly, not a girl. The drug Molly Everybody was on Molly, and also an R. Kelly song came on as part of the experience and part of the joke as well. And there was a drunk girl in the bathroom. And that was she was just like, nope, he's a pedophile. You can't. No, next joke. And I was just like, what? She goes like, no, he's a pedophile. And I was just like, yeah, but we all knew that, man. He goes like, long before surviving R. Kelly, we knew that was him in the tape, peeing on that girl. We all thought, Remix to Ignition is so fucking good.
I mean, it still comes up in the clubs and then people
Exactly.
still dance. I mean,
Fucking, man. If you hear Remix to Ignition, you're dancing to that shit.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly.
Maybe not me, but I definitely could see you guys dancing to it for sure.
What?
Frank doesn't know how to dance. I've seen him dance. I mean, it's terrible.
Yeah, he's a fucking.
I-
You're a deadhead.
Have you
I'm
ever seen
not
this
a dad.
wacky inflatable? That's kind of what Frank
Yeah,
looks like.
Frank- Frankie's all about though.
His face looks like that. Yeah.
It's about to look the fucking.
Dude, that's what it's
You a
about.
hand dancer, Frankie, at the fucking festivals?
You know it. I wear masks.
That fucking
Give
shit.
me all the glow sticks you got. I'll tape them to my body and dance for you. No, I won't. No, I promise I won't.
You'd be
Francis.
a little bit more interesting if you did.
Yeah, it probably would.
Big facts.
There'd probably be more than, Yeah. Oh, we'll
Yep.
just end it with that.
Oh.
So, okay,
Yep.
so John Bryce, like Corona era, what are you listening to get yourself through this whole...
The hardcore music, baby. Metal, bro.
2 beers.
I don't
feel
drink.
ya.
I don't like beer.
So, okay, yeah, so Nick told me that. Why don't you drink beer?
It just doesn't taste
It's
good.
just water.
It doesn't taste fucking good. It tastes bitter. It fills me up. It makes it so I can't drink as much as I want to.
Fills you up, huh?
What was
Fills you up.
that was terrible. That was terrible.
A shot of whiskey.
Fuck you, dude.
Sorry.
He's gonna fill him up right now.
Do I look like the kind of guy who didn't grow up?
No.
Like Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Stone Cold is a hero.
Yeah. He's a national
He's a
fucking treasure.
hero. To me, he's the best thing.
Dude,
In
who
wrestling.
else was willing to stand up to Vince McMahon at the time? Nobody.
Nobody. How many? A lot. Nobody.
How many people are watching this?
I don't know. Actually, yeah, in that case, because we're just pouring garbage down people's ears at this point,
Yeah.
what can we wrap up about? Where are we going to see John Bryce post-Corona era doing stuff other than the
Hopefully
places?
doing shows.
I gotta
man.
say, you gotta be doing the active things like, dude, start using Instagram more,
I don't have an Instagram.
use YouTube more.
I don't.
Facebook's a hell of a drug. And guess what?
What?
Snapchat. You know it.
Not like you know.
That's why. I'm serious.
That's so
I'm just saying.
stupid.
Free tools to help promote yourself in 2020. That's the bottom line.
I hate this.
And that's the bottom line. No, I don't know. I've never
Wow.
been a big social media guy, so I feel like if I were to do it now, it wouldn't make much sense. So right now I'm just kind of like writing material and shit like that, and everyone's trying to get ready. I was talking about
true.
maybe doing a stand-up comedy speakeasy.
Where is the speakeasy?
I can't. What the fuck? Why would?
Why
What are you, a cop?
Exactly.
The crooked cop.
Fucking narc, bro.
I am a
No.
narc.
No, I know. I do know some bars in Albany though that just like fucking painted their fucking windows black. They just have people and they have cameras set up outside so they can see who's coming in.
No way.
Yeah, and I want to offer doing a stand-up comedy speakeasy. So like if you're already running a speakeasy, put a comedian in the room. It could be
That's
fun.
true. Don't tell anybody about it because it's not a speakeasy.
No, just say it
Exactly.
right on the internet.
Just put it. We'll put the speakeasy address in the link below. Comments below.
Google Maps. And
Google
everything.
Maps. XY coordinates.
You're terrible at this, Frank. Wait, what the fuck? You are on so many different levels of fucking up right now. I feel.
Dude, you know what?
Bomb.
You're
supposed
witnessing.
You're supposed to bomb. And right now in the modern Corona era,
In the modern
things,
Corona.
no lime. This is what it's gonna be like for now. Bombing.
We'll be fine. Everyone will be back to getting blowjobs at the bar bathrooms in a month. It'll be great. Think about how horny everyone's gonna be in a month.
So Doug says you should try Blue Moon since you don't like beer. Doug is not really.
I don't like Blue Moon, Doug. Man, I appreciate you trying. Okay, I really do, but I just don't like it. I just don't fuck with it. Blue Moon. I like the song Blue Moon.
So Doug also has another question. What is your favorite food and how does it affect your comedy career? From Doug Quimby.
These questions are just something else. Hold
I
on.
fucking
hate.
I don't know.
No.
Mexican food.
Damn.
Really? Why?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
like
it's-
Mexican food?
I do like Mexican food.
Oh,
That's what is molded into the man. he
That's
is
what
today.
molded me into the man I am today.
no way.
Spicy foods, man.
Say a little bit of aura
So,
on
what's your favorite type of Mexican food?
A burrito, bro. It's all the same. It's all just like random stuff.
What
stuffed
was
into
there
different
when you were
fillings.
biting into a burrito? Was it just like, oh, this all clicks? I'm gonna be a comedian now.
Pretty much, yeah.
talking
As soon
about
as that is
burritos.
the first,
So Ramon's
the
eating
first
some
time I
garbage
ever went to
Taco
Taco Bell. This is actually a plug for Taco Bell.
And I'm sure you can
Love
eat
Taco
here
Bell.
everything part of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, when everything's
be
closed,
rocking.
Taco Bell stays open
Right, exactly. It's a
through first meal and fourth meal.
What are you eating, Ramon?
triple lupa.
A triple lupa,
Are you gonna
not
get-
one.
Yeah,
You
this,
gonna get sued for saying that?
I mean, I hope
Not
2 beers,
Can we order food?
not
3 beers,
I need to order food because
no food here because I don't want that contaminated shit in my house. Sorry. Listen, I'm sorry. Everything stays in house except this guy. We'll have to send him
That
back.
might be racist.
Back to Rensselaer, obviously. Come on, get the dirty jokes out of your head, guys.
That's what we meant.
But on that note, we are gonna end this stuff. The stream is kind of working, and it's kind of happening through the
working.
PC. But John, thank you for coming on, and we'll have you on the Kind of Live, Kind of Living podcast sometime soon.
Hell yeah.
And that's really it.
And you know this, man.
And that's how we're gonna end it. Catch you
Cheers,
later, guys.
motherfuckers.